discouraging is it when you decide to work on a quilt project only to discover that something's missing or you can't remember what you were planning to do next? We're going to take a look at how to store a quilt project so it doesn't become a UFO or an unfinished object. First, get a clear plastic bin for your quilt project. This container is going to be the home for everything related to that specific quilt. It should be stackable and have a lid, and ideally it'll be large enough to store a quilt block flat. So what should go inside? The first item to include is a record specifically for this project only. It can be just a blank piece of paper, or it can be a UFO prevention toolkit. I like to print mine on cardstock for durability, but regular paper is fine too. You'll use this to keep track of tools and materials you need, where you are in the process, measurements, and any ideas you have for the project. Then add your pattern or quilt instructions. Whether it's a printed pattern, a book, or digital file, make sure you have it stored or recorded safely. You don't want to misplace it during the quilting process. For PDFs or other digital files, make a note on your quilt's record of where on your device that they're located so you can find them easily. If you don't want to put a whole book in the box, write the book's title, the author's name, and the name and page number of the pattern. Next, you'll want to include all of the fabrics for your quilt. Fold them neatly and place them inside the bin. You can use small Ziploc bags to keep your cut pieces organized if you want to. You might find it useful to include a separate swatch sheet to keep track of the fabrics you're using. Write on there the line, manufacturer, designer, and any other information you have to make it easy to track down coordinating fabrics or extra fabric if you need it. Don't worry about including standard quilting tools like scissors or a rotary cutter, rulers, pins, and needles. However, if there are specialty rulers, templates, or other items you don't use often, either put them in the box or write down what they are and where they're stored. Having the spool and at least one bobbin readily available in the container will save you time searching for the right thread when it's time to quilt, but if you're likely to use that thread for other projects, just write the information down. Make sure you write down all of the information, the brand, the weight, the color. I like to give a little present to my future self by making binding early in the process and putting that in the box too. Make sure to label each container in a place that's easily visible from wherever it's stored. Painter's tape and a fine-tipped permanent marker are perfect for this. You can reuse the box, and you can easily identify and resume work on those projects when the time is right. Finally, add your project to a list of all of your projects that you keep either near your sewing machine or your storage area. I call my storage area Area 51 because it's full of UFOs. Keep the containers neatly stacked, and if you can, keep them on separate shelves so you don't have to stack them more than 2 or 3 high. That way, they're easily accessible, and you don't have to work too hard to get the one off the bottom if that's the one you want to work on. We want to remove as many barriers as we can. I hope these tips help to keep you from being abducted by UFOs. Happy quilting, fellow human!